Today marks the end of the fourth phase of the election to the 16th Lok Sabha, almost mid-course in the process of electing the new Lok Sabha. And we find that more and more indicators show that the people of India are working to have a Congress Mukt Bharat. You find the enthusiasm with which people are turning out at the polling booths, and also the way in which the entire atmosphere is turning out clearly indicates that the Congress led UPA is certainly on its way out, and the response to the BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate Shri Narendra Modi's rallies, and also the way in which people are responding even as they are coming out of the polling booth indicate that BJP led NDA, which is now with 25 political parties, an alliance with 25 political parties is emerging to disprove many of the allegations which the Congress has been throwing at the NDA. With Shri Narendra Modi's candidature being announced, you will not have alliance partners, he will not be acceptable to the rest of the country, and so on. Today, if anything, the Congress is standing isolated, all on its own, and if anything, completely exposing how they failed the people of this country in the last decade. And that's very clear, especially in the way in which they are in the mid-course of this election, even as the fourth phase is completing today. They are absolutely rattled. The Congress party is rattled. They are able to see the message on the wall. They are unclear as to how they have to go forward, and as a result, you saw a complete shameful personalizing of campaign. You had the vice president of the party who earlier gave lectures on how he doesn't approve of a certain way of campaign, engaging in what was absolutely a personalized attack on the prime ministerial candidate of the BJP, Shri Narendra Modi, on a matter that doesn't exist. Here was a statement, a candid statement made by the prime ministerial candidate about a marriage which did not get annulled, nor was it a marriage in which they were cohabiting. A matter of fact statement was taken as though there was a hidden fact or something which was not stated. The Congress party is rattled. There is no doubt, and I repeat it. And as a result, they don't even know how to move forward, and they're panicking. On the one hand, the vice president seems to be coming up with a personal attack, which today, in a very calibrated fashion, he seems to say that he is not, whereas he did engage in a personal attack, and that's obvious. However, with this background, what is important is you've had a revelation coming out through a book which was published, written by no less a person than the Prime Minister's media advisor. I won't extend a monologue, but there are 5 questions which we want to raise out of what has emerged from this book. And on those 5 questions, most of which will have to be answered by Srimati Sonia Gandhi, because this book is not written by any Tom, Dick and Harry. It is written by somebody who held a responsible position in the Prime Minister's office, and therefore it is important. And we shall ask those 5 questions, not that there are lesser number of issues. Every point which has been raised in that book requires an answer. It is not about a government which existed 50 years ago. It is about a government which is in power today, and about a person who held a high office in the Prime Minister's office itself. Before I go on to the question, I certainly would want to recall and highlight, talking about the way in which affidavits are being taken seriously by the Vice President, and outrage by the Congress is being expressed in every channel, every media center or media conference. I would like to ask what Sri Arun Jaitley himself has said in his narrative this morning, which is put on a blog post. Why is the Congress party silent on Amrinder Singh's partial disclosure in his affidavit? Nothing has been said by the Congress party as to why Captain Amrinder Singh has failed to record the benefits which accrue to his family members from a trust which is held abroad, and that has not been mentioned in his affidavit. Is that something which the Congress party wants to live with while throwing mud at people who are only making an honest statement? We like to ask the Congress party to respond on Sri Amrinder Singh's affidavit, where a very important issue has been raised by the BJP since yesterday. The candidate in Amritsar, BJP's candidate, Sri Jaitley ji, has raised issue. Not a single person from the Congress has answered. So you just can't be throwing mud at affidavits and disclosures when you have a chosen candidate who has not expressed what he should be expressing. Now, about the questions which I want to raise based on the revelations which have come out of the book which is published today. First thing, the book discloses that the files were seen and approved by Srimati Sonia Gandhi much before they came for the Prime Minister's consideration. Is this true? We would want an answer from Mrs. Sonia Gandhi herself, because it relates to her, and we know in the current dispensation the power is shared between, it's an arrangement, the power is shared between the Prime Minister on the one hand and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi on the other. And after all of us have been listening to such heartfelt campaign by the Congress party that there was immense sacrifice which was made by Mrs. Gandhi. She stayed out of power. She didn't take the offer for Prime Ministership, responding to an inner voice. But now if she has been receiving these files much before the Prime Minister could even see for approval, we'd like to know what exactly was her capacity to see it, and under what official position was she receiving them. Let us say clearly where she stands on this. The second question, it is not, again I underline, these are just not only the 5 questions. The more the book is being read by all of us, there can be more issues. But as a first step and an immediate response, these are the 5 questions which the Bharatiya Janata Party would like to pose for Mrs. Sonia Gandhi to answer, and some of which specifically apply to the Prime Minister, for which the Prime Minister, we demand answers. The second which I would like to raise as a question is the issue of Siachen. The book says there was some kind of a deal agreed completely with the participation of Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and General J.J. Singh. Was there a deal struck at all? What was the understanding on Siachen? Was there an attempt to somehow give it away, or was there an attempt to have a swap of some kind? What is the matter related to Siachen? It is very critical to the national security matter. It is important aspect of the Indian national security network and border related issue. That too a very, very important aspect of a border security. We'd like to know what is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's approved deal that was discussed and agreed upon. The third question we like to ask, of course for this one for the Prime Minister to answer, is did the Prime Minister refuse to take briefings from the intelligence for whatever reason? For whatever reason, where there were differences prevailing between the National Security Advisor, one was Mr. Dikshit, and after that you had Mr. Nair, but whoever was it, was there a refusal from the Prime Minister's side to take briefing on intelligence matters? And did that continue for a long time? And if it did, hasn't it got to have a very serious implication on national security? To what extent has this impacted on national security? We'd like to know from the Prime Minister on that. The fourth question I'd like to ask, and certainly a very important question on which the Prime Minister needs to give an answer to the people of India, is did he forfeit his right and prerogative to form his cabinet? Was Sri A. Raja of the 2G appointed in the cabinet on Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's advice. This is also an aspect which has come out of this book. This is important as the 2G investigations are going on. I mean, the trial is going on in the court, and we've had several interpretations on how cabinet ministers were, appointed, and the famous Neera Radia tapes also said a lot on this matter. So we'd like to ask the Prime Minister, did you forfeit your prerogative in appointing ministers to the cabinet? And in particular, did A. Raja get appointed to the cabinet on the advice of Srimati Sonia Gandhi? And the last question, at least for now, for today, based on the book, is did the PM knowingly look the other side when the series of corruption was happening? Whether it is 2G, whether it is Colgate, whether it is Commonwealth Games, did he decide to say away from this entire matter even as his colleagues were looting the country? Because that is a suggestion made in this book. We'd like to know from the Prime Minister what is his position on this. I think sum and substance of the development mid-course in the 9-phased election to the Lok Sabha, 16th Lok Sabha, is the Congress party is completely rattled. We have been repeatedly asking questions on their failure in the last decade. We've also raised questions for them to answer as to why they failed the people of India in controlling prices. Why was rampant corruption the feature and hallmark of this government? And why did the government sit over many of the decisions, whether it is environment clearance or anything else, none of which were paid due attention? And you find ultimately the biggest impact was on the loss of jobs. People ran with no jobs, really from pillar to post to say where they can find a job, and that wasn't provided. In contrast, what we are trying to say, and in every speech of Shri Narendra Modi, we are coming out with constructive ideas to revive the economy, to bring back trust to the economy. And as opposed to the Congress party's approach of poverty tourism, we are saying alleviate poverty by promoting tourism. That's why even in his Darjeeling speech, you had Shri Narendra Modi talk of tea and tourism, and he has been talking about tourism together with many other 4 other T's, trade or tradition and so on. And not just this, so many different other options and narrative about how to revive the economy has been provided in the BJP's manifesto. It is time for the Congress party to introspect, stop doing negative politics, stop personalizing debates, and get to giving answers to the people of India, and also tell us why you are not providing answers on those critical questions being raised by the BJP. Thank you. जी जो संजय बारू जी के किताब के ऊपर आज पूरे दिन का चर्चा हो रही है, उसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे विषय हैं जिसमें कांग्रेस पार्टी को मजबूरन जवाब देना पड़ेगा, और जाते जाते मतलब आने वाले दिन में बहुत सारे प्रश्न इसमें से उठेंगे। मगर आज हम फर्स्ट रिस्पांस के नाते 5 क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी से, और पर्टिकुलरली श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी से। पहला प्रश्न ये है कि क्या कैबिनेट के फाइल्स प्रधानमंत्री जी के पास जाने से पहले आप तक पहुंचे, और हर एक फाइल में आपके क्लियरेंस के बाद ही प्रधानमंत्री उनके अपने दस्तखत किए? अगर ये सच है या अगर सच नहीं है, जो भी हो, आपसे हम जवाब मांगते हैं। दूसरा, सियाचिन ग्लेशियर के ऊपर आपको मालूम है ये सीमा के संबंधित विषय है, इसके ऊपर बहुत चर्चा होते रही है, और कैप्टन जनरल जे सिंह के साथ श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी के आशीर्वाद के साथ कुछ ऐसे निर्णय तय हुआ है क्या जिससे सियाचिन ग्लेशियर को पाकिस्तान को देना, या तो कुछ उसमें कुछ अंडरस्टैंडिंग निकला है क्या जिसके तहत सियाचिन के ऊपर प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़े होते हैं? उस विषय में भी श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी के जवाब जरूरत है, क्योंकि इस किताब में ये जिक्र किया है कि उनके आशीर्वाद लेकर के कुछ इसमें तय हुआ है। क्या तय हुआ, इसके ऊपर सोनिया जी जवाब दें। तीसरी प्रश्न ये है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर इसको जवाब दें, क्या आप मंत्रिमंडल बनाने में, नहीं उससे पहले इंटेलिजेंस से प्राइम मिनिस्टर हर रोज, इस देश में एक आदत है, एक प्रैक्टिस है, हर रोज इंटेलिजेंस के ब्रीफिंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर को दिया जाता है, मगर शायद डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ऐसे एक फर्स्ट प्रधानमंत्री मंत्री होंगे जो इस ब्रीफिंग को नहीं लिया। इसका कारण कुछ बोलते हैं कि एनएसए, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एडवाइजर के साथ उनका कुछ मतभेद था, इसीलिए वो शायद नहीं लिया। मगर अगर प्रधानमंत्री जो लेना है इंटेलिजेंस का ब्रीफिंग जो आवश्यक है, अगर आपने नहीं लिया, क्या इसके मतलब ये हम निकाल सकते हैं कि सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर नेगेटिव असर पड़ने वाले हैं? शायद नेगेटिव असर अब तक पड़ा हुआ है। इसके ऊपर जिम्मेदारी किसका है? प्राइम मिनिस्टर इसके ऊपर भी जवाब दें। और फोर्थ क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या मंत्रिमंडल बनाने में आपके प्राइम मिनिस्टर के जो अधिकार बनते हैं उसको भी आपने खो चुके हैं, और आपके मंत्रिमंडल बनाने के समय ए राजा का नाम श्रीमती सोनिया जी के रिकमेंडेशन के साथ आप लिए हैं, उनके कैबिनेट में बिठाए। हमें मालूम है कि नीरा राडिया टेप्स के वजह से उस कांड में बहुत सारे पब्लिक डोमेन में विषय आया है। हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर से जवाब मांगते हैं कि ए राजा कैबिनेट में क्या सोनिया जी के रिकमेंडेशन में आया है क्या? एंड लास्ट क्वेश्चन, इतने सारे करप्शन होते हुए लगातार आपके कैबिनेट कोलीग्स एक के बाद एक 2G, कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स वगैरह करप्शन करते रहे, क्यों आप जानबूझकर इसके ऊपर कुछ कार्रवाई नहीं किए और ऐसे करप्शन एक बार एक तरफा होते रहे और दूसरी तरफ आपके नजरिया दूसरी तरफ क्यों था? इन सभी विषयों के ऊपर आप प्रधानमंत्री और सोनिया जी उनके जवाब दें।